So I've got this new build and I'm pretty confident it's better than the standard 5 Bulwark Frost Behemoth build that everyone's playing at the moment. We can switch to that later, but when we do, we'll have the advantage in health and surprise and positioning. So I'm up against Style here, and he's a really good player. He's obviously in plat at the moment, and he's playing the standard 5 Bulwark. Starting off, we're just playing our lesser Flishes, and we're bonding the Ranger to the Fire one. So we just set up like that. That gives us 5 Scion round 1. And I'll do my best to explain the team as we go, but it's still a little bit new to me and it requires some concentration to some of the swaps that we do, so bear with me, but I'm sure you'll see how it works just by watching. But the reason this is better, in my opinion, is it gives us generally end up with the health advantage, and we'll see that over a couple games. I'll show you a couple games against some different people. I've even given this to my brother, Guess, and he's actually surpassed me on my main account on the ladder. So I think he's sitting at 5th and I'm at 6th. It's not like some other meta builds where you come up with it and it's a free win. You can definitely still lose with this. So that was a mistake. What we want to do, so we'll play so we'll do this round 2. So we've got the fire links for the 3 fire, and obviously the 3rd fire is coming from the Ranger bonded to the Flish. And we also get to 7 Scion. You can play the Alfie this turn instead of the links. It's possibly better. You don't get the bonuses, but so this is usually what happens. So most players have Vanguard in their team for this reason, if they come up against someone playing the build I'm playing. And we don't mind this because it'll give us basically a free round when we decide to swap to the standard 5 Bulwark, and you'll see this play out. And sometimes we can actually win that round depending on their positioning. The beams kind of just one-shot the Vanguards. So I'm going to play one more round of Vanguards. Of the Scion. Just because swapping right now won't be as effective. So we're ready to that. That gives us the 3 water and the 9 Scion. And he didn't commit to. So some people will commit to the 3rd Vanguard, the Malura, by this round. So that's kind of what I wanted him to do. But he played the 3 Earth instead. And we do win this round. We're probably going to lose the next one. We've got 2 options here. We can play the... We sell the Flish. That'll debond the Ranger, then we put him back. And then we're going to put down the Null. So it bonded to the Ranger, and that gives us Colossus Verdant. Now, he's already committed to the Vanguard, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sell everything. And I would love to show you... I'll show you in a different game the Verdant Colossus. What we are going to do instead... Now, this team will be linked in the description as always, so you can click on that and it will import straight to your team builder and you can use it or modify it from there. If you appreciate that, make sure to like and subscribe, and feel free to ask me anything in the comments as well. If you want to support me, interact with the first link, the creator link at the top of the description. If you haven't downloaded the game, use that link to download the game. Interacting with it will also just help me out. Yeah, so we just got there in time. I would ideally have another Flish down. So it looks like if we're swapping round 4, we can leave 1 Flish on the board. But I haven't played this team enough yet where I'm really efficient at that swap, and obviously I was explaining things, but if we can win this without that, with the 30 mastery points in the bank, then it definitely highlights how good this is. And we did bait out the other Vanguard. Even if we didn't, we'd still win this. Just because this 5 Bulwark with the 2 Behemoth just wins against the Vanguard. So this is generally how the first 4 rounds play out. Usually we can even win that 2nd round. And often we win by 4 rounds anyway. You can see how much health he's got left. So now we're effectively into a normal game, a normal mirror matchup where he's going to switch to the 5 Bulwark now, almost guaranteed. And I have to. And you could switch back to Scion now. I don't recommend it. I have tried it against Lolzod. So I don't know if I'll show that game, but I played him 3 times. And the 3rd game, I switched back to Scion for the camera. And it just didn't work as well. It just gets a bit more messy. So if you are going to play this, just commit to... Once you've gone to the 5 Bulwark, standard Frost Behemoth build, just commit to it. Okay, so he did play this Legendary Augment. Usually I wouldn't be playing Legendary Augments. I do have the Frost, This is the other good thing about playing this Scion build. I have access to other legendary augments that might pop up that are good for the Scion build that I found the opponent often feels like they have to deny. So that gives me an opportunity to pick up other augments, and this was the case here. This is why I got the Frost legendary augment. Hopefully I won't need to play it, because I'll win anyway. I want to show you how to win anyway, but he was playing legendary augments himself, so we'll see how we go. If I end up losing this round, it looks like I'll probably win, even if my ranger gets sniped out here, because we'll probably go to overtime. And I think I have the advantage here. Especially if my... yeah. No, I didn't. So I can easily win just by using this Frost, but I'll try show you without it. So I should be able to snipe out his Jotun here. Oh, he just got a big stun off. Yeah. And then he did swap to the upgraded Mystic, but it lost him 3 Earth, and he did upgrade to the Lynx as well. So interesting move by him. But after I clean up this Kling, hopefully I should path on to the Ranger. Yeah, I did. Nice. So there you go. You know, you can still easily lose those last couple rounds, but like I said, this gives you the advantage. The first 4 rounds, coming into those final rounds, you've got more health, and you can also catch them by surprise. So sometimes you can just win with Scion without having to do the switch at all. This next game against Mammon, I just want to show you the switch to Colossus Verdant. You won't use this as much, but I'll show you as an example. Alright, so round 4, we're getting rid of our Fireflish, putting him back on the board. We're gonna get rid of... let's get rid of this guy there. Nature Flish. And we're gonna put down this guy, the Verdant Colossus. Bond the Ranger. Shield the Ranger. Let's give all of these more energy, and let's make our Null take less damage at the start of combat. Yeah, he went full items on his Ranger and then Mystic. See if that works out for him. He's still on my Ranger, and I've stunned him with the Null, and it's not going too well for him. And it's a big loss for him. Alright, what do we think he's going to do? He's going to stick to the Vanguard probably. Alright, so here I'd probably advise just switching straight to the 5 Bulwark. The normal, just the standard build, I don't know what to call it. The 2 Frost, 2 Behemoth. Or you could stay how we are now. And maybe let's full switch to this side. Let's just see how this goes. It's probably maybe a little bit of wasted mastery points. Just to reduce attack speed, to make my Chucky there. I could have buffed my Ranger a bit. Alright, we'll see how this plays out. We're so healthy that we have other rounds where we can switch to the 5 Bulwark. Okay, he kind of predicted the... oh no. He changed his Ranger back so he's not Vanguard anymore. My Null is dying a bit too quickly. I should have put the Indomitable on him, I think. Yeah, so you can see how this is still very losable. I think the Adorius, clip the Adorius, I really wasn't killing anything. So I think maybe the Null up here would have been better. Alright, let's full swap. Forgive any misplacements, it's probably more about just getting all of this down. Got some mastery points left over. As you refine this team, maybe you'll find, you know, when I do this swap on these rounds, I have 30 mastery points left over, so maybe I'll change some of these for a 30 cost mastery one, or 20 cost even, just to really optimize these rounds, but that's what comes with refining these teams. So we buffed up his
slashing. So this again, this is what's good about this team. You really bait them into thinking they need these assassins. And I should win this round as long as, even though I lost a little bit of the RNG here, I'm going to have my ranger on him and that's GG. Should be anyway. Should hopefully clean up his ranger here. Oh no. I do have Hyper on my ranger. Nice. So you can see this team is by no means a free win, but it's a much more funner way to play this matchup. So we're still obviously abusing Frost a bit more, but we'll get the odd win where we don't use it at all.
So I've shown you committing to the 5 Bulwark, 2 Frost, 2 Behemoth when you feel it's necessary, and just committing to that to the rest of the game. I've shown you committing to the 7 Scion Verdant Colossus, and now I'll show you switching back to the Scion in the final round. And I don't recommend this, but I'll show you it anyway. It's against Lolzod, and didn't quite work out, but you can see how this is another option where you might be able to catch him by surprise and switch back to the Scion in the final round. Even though this switch doesn't work out, you can see how far ahead I was after the first 4 or 5 rounds. And this was with Lolzod having 2 previous games against me, so he was aware of this team and had practiced against it for 2 games, and I was still able to get the advantage over the first 4 rounds. Far out. Okay, that's a lot, so if you're going to do this, do it quick. I just put this down in case he did put a Vanguard down. It probably wouldn't really help me anyway. Ideally I would get this Omega Power here, or even attack speed and then energy gain. Can I snipe him? Not quite. So if you get good targeting that round, like you need to snipe out the behemoths with those initial salvo. Okay, so this final game I'll show you, it's actually recording for my brother playing, so I'll just commentate over it. And the reason I'm showing you this one is because he ends up winning in 4 straight rounds. So I just wanted to show you, not only when you go to those final rounds you have the advantage, but it's possible to win this in 4 rounds. So he wins the first 2 rounds. I think Reborn went 3 Bulwark on the second round, so obviously that's probably not the way to go. But it's not a bad idea to get a little bit more tanky. Wins the 3rd round like normal, I usually do anyway. And then round 4, my brother switches, so he already switches to the normal 5 Bulwark. He actually doesn't have the Mystic down here. I don't know if you can get Mystic by this round, I don't think you can. You just get the 5 Bulwark, 2 Behemoths. And he's 1 win away from winning, and he figures this will give him the win instead of staying with the Scion. As I may have already mentioned, as players adapt to this, they'll know when you're switching, so maybe if he plays Reborn again, Reborn will think he's switching in the 4th round, so maybe he doesn't switch until the 5th round. He's still so healthy that he can afford to gamble on that 1 round. And you might think that's a bit of a coin flip, but it's a probability that's, you know, there's RNG and everything, so as long as you put the probability in your favour, that's what's going to make the difference. So in summary there, we start off with the Scion in the first 3 rounds just to get the advantage and bait out the Vanguards, and then we could usually we'll switch to the 5 Bulwark at that stage, and usually they haven't switched. Now when the opponent, you might end up playing them again, they'll know you switch round 4, so maybe you stay with the Scion for that round and you keep them guessing. But either way, even with that bit of a guessing game, the advantage is yours because you're going to have more HP, you're going to be the one deciding when you're going to swap and playing the mind games. And either way, it's more fun. It's not a free win, but I think it is better, but much more fun than coin flipping the first 3 rounds. I hope that helps. If it did, make sure to like and subscribe and use the creator link at the top of the description.